Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. I like to keep things neat. Yeah, if you hit exclamation point COE, it'll take you to the mod portal and you can see the screenshots. You can play it simple. You can make it all the way into a scenario. I put a lot of options into it. It's a great mod. If you're from, well, let's see, you said it's 11:30 there, so you're probably somewhere in Europe. Thanks, Samba. So you can do, yeah, Sweden. Okay. Well, you see how Europe is here, right? I took and I used the editor to modify this so that you could play on just Europe. And like these little capital cities, the cities have this little building here. It's all 48 states of the major European continent, including Rome, I think. It's a little, maybe not Rome, but there's a little city here in Italy. I can't remember. So yeah, you can, uh, you can have all those little cities in a big old map of Europe. Stroopy, with a name like Stroopy, I'm not surprised you're Swedish. Unfollow. So right now I'm working on a mini factory that builds satellites for rockets. The one I have is inefficient and I don't like it. So I'm redesigning it. And the parts that a satellite needs, I put into specific little components here. These beacons speed everything up. These are green circuits, so I'm going to make a little bus that does all this for me. That's as close up as that can get. Holy crap, it actually fits in there. Look at that. Jeez, it fits. Yeah, baby. Thanks, Rocker. Happy New Year. So, green circuits can go here. This probably can't go here because it won't fit. So there's no reason really for me to put green circuits that high up. So while I could fit it in that spot, I'm probably going to back it off. Reason being is that if I put solar on it and then satellites and such on that, when it comes to feeding it, I think that's much more possible because I can get around. Sugar! I didn't see you streaming, Sugar. Thanks for the raid. Oh, look, I came from Rocker Gaming. What were you streaming, Sugar? What were you playing? Everybody can follow Sugar. That would be great. Fallout 4. Is that the fun one? Draconic, welcome. Thank you. I think it was Fallout 76 is the one that couldn't get out of its own way, right? Good, good. I think I see your name in this channel. These wonderful people. McKay's Plays. McKay's Play? Singular. So I'm playing on Earth. Oh, really? They changed 76 so it's not a piece of dog manure? Good. I am redesigning a satellite factory. So I'm making a little minibus solution here. I may not leave this far over. And if you're plastic and you're rocket fuel and you're way high up there, I might not need to run you so high up. I mean, this doesn't have to be here. If that's not horizontal, then I've got room for vertical to bring all of this down some, if not some more. I could split the coal farther back. Obviously, I have room to move this down now because I'm doing it differently. So the plastic has to come way down here. And I'm thinking I'm going to swap this red and this blue so that the greens don't have as much to go through. So let me yoink the blue out. Swap it with the red. Stuff that there. Get me some end cap beacons. Do that. That's some good stuff there. So the red circuits are all going to the blue circuits. Yep. So I might do what I did here, which is just turn this around and send the red circuits down here. Because why clutter up this bus area with that? Just go woink. And then turn this around and get rid of this. Thanks for the alert. Breakfast. Oh, that's great stuff. All right, so we'll do the same thing here. We'll turn this around. Oh, you know, I was told that if I start this song at 12:55 last night, or 11:55, that I'd get to hear Freebird to start the new year. You know, solo. Obviously, I'd get to hear Freebird. So this is red. Yes, red can be turned around. I should have checked this before I did this, but okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Hmm. I need this to go here. I know I can't reach there. It should auto to ghosts when you can't reach. You know how it autos to ghosts when you don't have it in your inventory when you set it that way? Bob the Blob. No, you did not. Sugar rated me. I have made the big time now. I got good people giving me raids. It's a special thing. I don't like doing that, that's for sure. That's ugly. Ugly. You're ugly. And your mama dresses you funny. I'll just do this in the more traditional style, and that way this won't look so bad. That way I get at least clean lines. Yep, more monster. Good stuff. All right. If you're wondering why there's a train that needs repair, it's Zendros. Zendros asked to have a train named after him, and then he started giving me crap in chat, so I happened to be walking past his train, so I shot it. And then over the next couple of days, he kept doing that. So I kept shooting his train, and I refused to put a repair pack anywhere in the network of where that train goes so that it can't be repaired. Because that's the sicko that I am. Shoulders, yeah, because they're flexible, Bob. Joints, which are extremely strong, are also very linear, very, they don't do much. Shoulders can go in an amazing amount of directions. But that's the trade off. Of course, it's a good explanation. It's my explanation. So this one is putting the green out the bottom, and I don't want that anymore. So that's all got to be turned upside down. Go, this is going to be a raunchy one. Raunchy, I tell you. Savage. The reason I'm saying this is going to be raunchy is I'm looking at how am I going to feed this, right? I'm going to have a lot of belts, and the greens are going to start coming out the top. And a lot of the greens, I've got Kirks open on the side. A tiny bit of the greens go to the reds. Most of the greens, about 45% of it, are going to be on these four belts of green. But another tiny amount of it, about 48%, are going to be going over here to these solar panels. Matter of fact, let me check that and make sure that I'm not underbelting my solar panels. Solar panels, green circuits, they need 2.3 belts. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the satellite's going to be willing to eat a ton of belts. We're not going to give it a ton of belts. The satellite would just eat your factory alive if you fed it as much as it could consume. Same with robot assemblers. So I'm giving myself a little extra space here. Let me turn this around so that it's, God, that's bright. So you're not going to exist. You don't exist. What's my standard for bringing these things out? Normally I would go like this. And then that's my, how I'm going to do it. Ooh, buddy. Let's do some deletes. And I can't make these any taller because they overload the belts that they're on because of the beacons. So normally you would go 3:2 ratio of copper cable to green circuit. But one, I'm using some beacons, and two, I'm using some modules. And so it gets really close to 1:1, which for me, it's close enough at 1:1. If we look at the actual ratio, I can bring it up in the rate calculator, is that if I rate calc these, this is one copper cable assembler and one green circuit assembler, and we see that I am short 0.071 copper cable, which I could fiddle with numbers and maybe get that better, which I'm seriously wanting to do, but I don't think I can. Like, can I put a speed module in here? But the other thing I got to take into consideration is transport belts. I can't get any more through here. Copper cable, this copper cable, if I look at just this copper cable, it's taking 0.996 of a belt. So it's taking a full belt to unload this copper cable into these two belts here. And so I'm using two half belts. Otherwise, I've got to play all sorts of games trying to get this to unload into that. You know, balancing it and such. So if I wanted to make this taller, I would have a real hard time feeding the green circuit assembler the copper cables it needs. Yeah, Bob. I'm just more curious as to whether or not if I swap out one speed module for, or one module for another. Such a good lyric. If I were to replace one of these prod mods with a speed mod, would I get the perfect ratio, right? So we'll come back to this and see later. But it would serve me very well if I could stack these taller. Also, I should stop getting distracted and finish what I was doing here. Because I've got 10 of these outputs. And if I could cut those in half, that would be great. And as we saw with the calculator, I'm only using 40%, 36% of the input feeds. It's the intermediate feed that is choking it. So, and it's also the output feed that is choking it, because if we look at this thing, its output feed, okay, yeah, half a belt. So I should be able to stack this. I should be able to come up with a better design than this that works. Sorry, still had to listen to that lyric. I just need to figure out a way to get this not using this and not using that. Yeah, I did really. Yeah, here's the question. Hey bots. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I just want to try out one thing on that. But I do want to figure out a way to build this taller. I have got to find a way to feed this differently. But if I put a speed module here, and then I do this, now I'm 0.047. I'm short 0.047. And if this is a prod mod, it's 0.071. So it's better to have that one speed there. But of course, what's two speed look like? 0.039. But have I now exceeded my belt capacities? Because now I'm at 1027, right? Now I'm over, I can't push all of that copper cable out to that green circuit. And I'm at 1.08. Okay, so I can't do this. I have to accept that I'm going to be slightly off on that ratio because I can't fit any more on the output belt. So this is just, that's the way it is, brah. Brah. It's just that way. Now, right now, I am doing this to this. And I had a version of this that was not like this. And I am going to try this. So what if I'm going to get the same results, so this is copper. Unfortunately, I lost my little markers. I think this is going to work. Freeze frame. Hello, King. Going well. How's your psychology experiment going? And by that, I do indeed mean your... For everybody who doesn't know, I can't look at it now, King, but if you posted my Discord, I can look at it as my schedule allows, probably tonight or tomorrow morning. And right now it's 6 o'clock p.m. my time. For those who don't know, King is working on another MegaBase. This one not using, only using trains. And it's challenging. Probably amazingly rewarding. But holy mackerel, this guy's brain is just on fire coming up with this stuff. So here's the question, can I do this? I mean, yes, I can. Wazations! Thank you. I was just watching you. I have you open. Nothing fancy or crazy. It's Factorio. You'll get there. You'll get there. Turtles, huh? Thank you. Thank you to everybody. And give Wes a follow. Still learning the game. Best chance to infect them. Yes, I have multiple computers. Hi, Intertooth. I have to learn somehow, Intertooth. Somehow. I mean, I learned from my own stupid mistakes a lot. I think I'll just keep these stacked this way. Alright, I don't like that I have to push this all the way to the corner, but I don't have any other way to do this. Because that is using all of those spots. Alright, we'll put it in this corner. At least this cut the number of junctions in half from 10 to 5. Hello, Thunder. Well, Wazations, you say haven't played it properly. Let me offer a bit of unsolicited advice, because that's always the best advice, unsolicited advice. And of course, when it comes to vices, the worst vice is advice. But Factorio's a game. You play it your way and have fun. There are going to be people, the more you play, there are going to be people who have an opinion on how you should do things, and their opinion is valid for them. But for you, dude, just have fun. Especially as a streamer, because if you're not having fun, it's going to come through in your voice. People are going to hear it, they're going to notice it, and be like, I don't want to watch this guy, he's all crushed and stuff. Now, if you're King, and Wes, just before you came in, King and I were talking about his latest MegaBase attempt, which is to use only trains, no belts, that sort of stuff. And his first iteration, the people in Reddit said he should seek psychological help. And I agree. Wes, thanks for the follow. And for that, you get a train wagon. You are a stone train in research in Saudi Arabia. Introduced, you would say that. Well, Thunder, take that up with King. He streams in the Discord of Factorio, so you can even talk to him about it and try and explain to him how you're right. Yeah, well, Will's done everything. I mean, except play modded much. All right, I was doing this. Where can I put power in this consistently and reliably so that it doesn't move all over the place? I think I will put it in the copper corner. I don't like putting it in moving spots. I can't put it where I normally put it. because I normally would put it there, but I will do this instead. So that's copper. This is going to get me green circuits. That's a long belt. That's going to fill that belt up entirely. I'm going to get one solid belt of green circuits out of this. So if we go back to what I'm building, instead of 10, this all goes away. Oh, Maluka with reignite or something. Frozen sleep. Oops. She's done some beautiful covers. So I need 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm tempted to rearrange this, but I don't want to. This is a lot bigger than the other one, but it's more blocky. So I'm trying to build a satellite. Inner tooth liking challenge doesn't make you an idiot. It makes you a genius. After all. We don't do these things because they are easy. We do these things because they are hard. The person you're hearing sing plays all the instruments. Maluka. Done some beautiful covers and some wonderful songs. And she's a mom now. I used to watch her stream almost every day. Oh, well, Metallica's next. That's quite the change. King. 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 You should seek medical advice. Okay? I will get you a link in a moment, Intertooth. It's beautiful, King. I do love it. It's impressive as all get out. Copy link to artist. Chat. There you go. That is Maluka on Spotify. Look up Reignite from her. Intertooth. She has a cover of Reignite. It is just wonderful. So now I'm looking at this thinking I have spread things out too much. Man, I used to play some racing games to this song. This doesn't fit. It fits if I'm willing to do that. One, two, three. Oh, that's the wrong way. That's a different animal. That's going to be feeding this. That may get done with bots. That doesn't work. Unfortunate. That's an example of something. Don't like it, but it does something. All right, so all the Jenga pieces are in place here. I've got refinery. I've got green circuits. Got solar panels. I've got radar. Yes, sir. Jesus, where'd you come from? We've even got some gears. Blue circuits, batteries, red circuits, low density structures, accumulators, heavy or solid fuel, rocket fuel, plastic, light oil, petro from light oil, refinery, sulfur, sulfuric acid, and satellites. So these are all the pieces and their sizes and the connections they need. I don't think red circuits take. I don't. King. I would only clock inserters that are high frequency, and I don't think red circuits are manufactured fast enough to warrant clocking them. And King's on a break. Yeah, the copper cables is what I mean, Intertooth. If we assume we want to put this in line with where some power poles are. I'm actually leaning towards... Oops. I don't want to delete all this. Because this is going to come in that way. So I may end up pulling these forward if I don't need this much bus and belt space. And I may pull them down. And pull this over. Because half of these green circuits, there's 5 of these, half of them are going to go towards this. See ways? Thank you. If this is here, and it can't be, but well, yeah, it can't be. It's got to be one lower than this. That would put this here. So these are the ones that need to get in here. Let me clean this. All right, so that's 6. If I put 3 here and 3 here, I can tuck this high and go like that and ruin it. What's up here? LDS and rocket. Okay, so we're going to bring LDS here, and we're going to bring rocket fuel here. So that defines that. What else do I have over here? I have accumulator and blue. So accumulators are going to come across here, and blue circuits are going to come across and then up. So blue circuits are right there, and accumulators are right there. That leaves solar panels and radar. Solar panels are coming there, radars are coming there. So just pretty much arbitrarily, I have decided that this is going to be my layout for satellite production. And there's a power pole in my way. And I can't go one higher. I don't really want to go under it. I can't go one lower. I would have to go 3 lower. Now, I could use bots to do this part. And that would be totally fine with me because bots are okay for this distance and for this quantity because they're going to put 40 out there and that's it. Ooh, Exterminator's online. I hope he's feeling better. Ah, starting soon. I wrote his integration mod for him that he's using in his current playthrough. That was quite challenging and rewarding. I enjoyed it, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. I learned a ton. So then, can I bring all of this forward and down? If so, how much? I might have just deleted an important belt there. Nope, I didn't. I'm willing to get rid of that. Too far. That works. Now, unfortunately, this means this is going to bend over, and I don't. It's going to fold back on itself, and I don't like that. Now, my philosophy on these things is that I create a bus. Here's an example of a bus design that I used. I'll split things, but only if I have to. Once they're at their destination, they should have dedicated paths as much as possible. Obviously, I'm a green circuit fan, but I'm also willing to go up and back for green circuits. So, but I like clean flowing lines. So, like when I look at green circuits here, I look at, okay, this is going to come out here. It's going to go through some sort of mixer, and then it's going to have to come back down and go over. Ew! But the alternative is that I would have to bring this up so that this is not here. Right? And I am obsessing over these power poles and roboports because I need to be able to build this, but I can't have the roboports everywhere because in the context of where this sits, it... Thanks, Intertooth. Oh, see you again soon. Have a good New Year. In the context of where this sits, it's an isolated roboport network inside of a connected roboport network. The rail-based network is just so that it can get constructed. After that, it gets completely isolated. As you can see here, it's shut off from the rest of the world. It's not intended to do anything but build it and then bugger off. I don't use it. But I also don't feel like going and removing all the roboports. So this has got to be somewhat self-contained in that regard. So if I... See, I'm tempted to bring this down so I can bring that whole thing down. Witzig, how can I stream for about 10 hours? Well, I slouch down in the chair a lot. Thank you, Daniel. No, I mean, this is what I do. People have asked me, well, you know, what else? Why don't you do it? What else would I possibly be doing with my time that I would enjoy more than playing Factorio? There isn't. If I wasn't streaming Factorio, I'd probably still be playing Factorio. The only difference is that I, instead of talking out loud to myself, I'm talking out loud to you folks. And I'm grateful for that. I'm glad you're here. And since I figured out how to not record my stream music into my VODs, well, I get to listen to my music too. No compromises. Oxygen not included. That's funny. Well, as far as food goes, I do take food breaks around 2 p.m. my time. So about 4 hours ago, I took a break. I sleep my 6-7 hours. That gets me my oxygen. And I exercise in the morning. And then I pass out at the end of the day. Not really from exhaustion, but from I want to keep going, but I know if I don't stop, my next day is going to suck. So that's what causes me to stop playing. I have a bit of an obsessive personality, I guess. Let me trim that off for now. So this is the maximum that I would do. These two are just, no. And that's as close as that's going to get. So what I've done here is I've snuggled up to this power pole, but what I've done is I've misaligned to this. So when I look at this, I'll see that this ends here, and this ends here. And I don't like that. So what I'll do, so I like the vertical alignment with the power poles and the robo ports. I think she wants to go to Funky Town. Now I'll lay this on top of that. Now you're not in the way of anybody. You are in the way of things, but it's things that I can easily avoid. Ooh, plastic way down here is going to be a bit of an ugly bit. I got to bring plastic way down here. And then bringing blues way out there. So I got to decide on a behavioral set for how I want things to go. I want the blue circuits to come in here. So this is giving me some feelings for feed sizes. How far so I may be using some fancy wiring here to stop me from having a full belt of satellites. Because I don't like the idea of that. I don't want to look over here and see hundreds of